Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, She Sews Happiness. I'm Mary Ellen, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts and my feelings about the latest Jennifer Lauren Handmade pattern release, the Kinfolk Dress. So firstly I'll show you pictures of a couple of versions that I've made. So the first one here I've made in a really crisp cotton lawn, which I bought from Ammo Threads a couple of years ago, and it's been in my stash forever. And I tend to use app fabrics that have sat there for a little while when I'm sewing up testers. And I'll show you the other version, which I've made from a viscose, so less structured, more flowy, and I think it kind of gives you an idea of just how versatile this pattern can be. So I have to be honest, when Jennifer Lauren sent out the tester call for the Kinfolk dress, I signed up automatically. I didn't even have to think about it, which is kind of the case every single time Jennifer Lauren sends out a tester email. This morning I actually got up and found another, and I've had to tell myself no, I just do not have the time right now. And then I hate working under pressure whenever time's running out and having to get things done. But the Kinfolk dress was just so up my street, I had to say yes, even though I had neither the time nor the energy, to be perfectly honest. But basically, to kind of describe the style of this dress, and I'll pop in a line drawing here for you. It is bohemian, it is 1940s inspired, it is part kaftan, part wrap dress, and one of the really nice things about this dress is that you can just slip it on over your head. There's no fastenings required, there's no zips, there's no buttons, there is nothing, which makes it quite a simple sew. It's actually fitted by way of, if you can see in the image there, the front waist ties, which tie round at the back, and it allows you basically to cinch in your silhouette to whichever, whichever level of ease you prefer. For me, that's pretty tight because I do like a proper vintage silhouette and I need a little bit of help in that waist department. But you could also wear it nice and light and floaty, which would be perfect for warmer summer days. But I'm in Ireland and I very rarely have to worry about that. In terms of the rest of the style, you've got this gentle rounded neckline. It does have inseam pockets, and the skirt is a gentle A-line skirt. It's actually made up of several panels as well, which is really handy when it comes to perfecting the fit of the pattern. And in terms of the length, it falls just below the knee, but again, like anything, you can shorten or lengthen that and do whatsoever you wish. One of the things about the dress that makes it really wearable, really easy to fit, is that it is designed to have a lot of natural ease, particularly in the waist and the hip areas. And yeah, I think it makes it easy to fit. You don't have to worry too much about getting those measurements precise against your body. I mean, the most important measurement for me when making this dress was the bust measurement. It features princess seams from the shoulder seam to the waist, and that's the one you want to make sure you get right. So choosing your cup size really is one of the most important things you'll do. And again, Jennifer has done so much of the hard work for you because she has got so many cup sizes accounted for in her patterns. You also have the original size and the curve size ranges. So yeah, there's a lot of the work that has been done in the actual drafting, which makes it more of a pleasure to sew. Personally, I find the curve range to be the one that works best for me, even though technically I could make either or, falling within the size range of both. But I have varied experiences, and I think I've talked about this before. I have varying experiences of curve ranges, and I find sometimes when a curve range is created, it's just created so that everything is bigger. And they don't think about the proportions of curves, that, hips will be bigger, boobs will be bigger. And, I think that's what Jennifer does really well. She accommodates the areas of our bodies that are naturally bigger, not the whole body. So what I find is I'm actually quite narrow, but then I have a lot of building out to do in a lot of patterns, which I don't have to do with Jennifer's. I just think they are drafted really expertly. And one of the things I loved about the Kinfolk in particular, because I do end up having to do a lot of adjustments on the upper arms when I'm making sleeves, because they just never fit. They just don't fit. But Jennifer has chosen to draft this dress with grown-on sleeves, which takes out that complete bugbear of mine as well. I mean, one of the worst I think for me is, and I love these patterns, it's a sew over it line. I just find that the arms are so small that I always dread having to draft those for myself, even though the rest of the areas work not too badly, apart from having to do my full bust adjustment. But I think the original size range goes from an A to D. Whereas the curve is ranging from D to F. Now technically, I should be a G cup in Jennifer Lauren sizes, but the F works perfectly for me, and I think that's because of the ease that is built into the curve range at the parts that matter. So that was one of the best things for me. Apart from that, I mean, I don't think I had any real adjustments to make to the pattern at all. The main adjustment for me was just the length. I took a little bit of length off at the bodice, and to be honest, I think when I make it in the looser weave, like the viscose, I can take it up a little bit more because there is that natural drop in the fabric. But really, it's because the patterns are drafted for a body that is 5'6", so that's no, you know, it's gonna happen for most patterns. I'm 5'1", so I always have a lot of changes to make in terms of length. But I think it's a beautiful pattern. It's one I would recommend to all levels of sewists. But the clincher for me of this pattern is I can imagine wearing this pattern and this dress for any kind of occasion, to any given event, just depending on the fabric choices that you make. So I've made it in my cotton lawn, I've made it in the viscose. I think it would be gorgeous in maybe linen or broderie anglaise, be perfect for weddings and things like that. Even for a more casual look, I think this dress would look beautiful in a light denim, even a chambray. So yeah, you have lots of options when it comes to the Kinfolk dress. And I have another one ready to go, which I'm actually trying in brocade because I wanted to see how it would look in a firmer, more structured fabric. So that is the Kinfolk dress, and yeah, hopefully you'll try it out for yourself. It's really pretty, it's beautiful, and I personally loved it. So thank you again for stopping by. I will make a couple more of these videos to share with you the patterns that I've been making, but in the meantime, happy sewing and take care of yourself. Bye bye.